Hi guys, my name is Tracy and this is my brand new channel, That's So Tracy. I actually have a booktube channel called Dragons and Dust Jackets, and I have lately found myself wanting to share content that's not booktube related, and so I decided to make a second channel. So if you're here from my booktube channel, thank you so much for following me over. I really appreciate that. If you're just finding this video and you also love to read and you would like a booktube channel to follow, I will link that in the description in case you would like to subscribe over there too. I wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction to me and to what I want to do with this channel, and then what better way to get to know me and what I like and the things that I will do on this channel than to do a big thrift haul. I'm going to try to put timestamps on the video so that you can quickly find the introduction to me and the channel, and then if you want to just skip to the thrift haul, you can do that too. So really quickly, I am 35. I just celebrated my birthday last week. I have two kids. They are 8 and 10. They're both boys. I am currently homeschooling them. I was a teacher for 11 years, and when it got to the point that that career was no longer as fulfilling as it used to be, and in fact was very detrimental to my mental health, I decided it was time to quit. That could potentially change in the future. I do not know. I'm never going to say that I will never go back into the classroom, but I do not have any plans to do so at this time. This is Leia. You will hear her in the background of some of my videos sometimes. Sometimes I will edit out her little barking fits, but as you can see, any noise outside, she's gonna tell them about themselves. So, you want to go get your chair? My goal for this channel is to share real life content. Non-aesthetic, not staged or edited to look different than it is. Real life living. I do not live in a Pinterest perfect house. I live in a house that was built in the 80s, and I love that. I am embracing that. I want this house to feel like an 80s house or a 90s house. Things that you can expect from this channel: thrifting, thrift hauls, crafting, crocheting, cross-stitching, learning how to knit, learning how to actually use my sewing machine for something other than sewing pillows, designing and decorating my house to look even more 80s. My style is a cross between your grandma's house and a hobbit hole. Those are my two vibes. So if you love thrifting, you love 80s and 90s vintage nostalgia, yes, I know it also kind of hurts my heart a little bit for the 90s to be vintage, but they are, unfortunately. If you are also in the midst of your grannycore era, definitely subscribe and follow along with me as I live that lifestyle. I thought, what better way to get to know me and my likes and dislikes and things that I'm into than by showing you the things that I have thrifted in the last few weeks. Now, when I say last few weeks, I mean about the past month, and yes, it has been sitting in bags on the floor. I did film a little thrift haul in my last vlog over on my booktube channel. It was my birthday vlog, so you can go check it out. I had a really good time filming that and editing it and putting it all together. So far, I haven't had anybody tell me that they liked the pop-up video vibes, so maybe I didn't make it look like pop-up video vibes enough, but I didn't want it to like look obvious, like whatever. Anyways, so if you want to see what I thrifted in my birthday trip, my birthday thrifting trip last weekend, you can go and check that out. I will link that video in the description as well. And this is all the other things that I've thrifted in the last little while, and I've just kind of set it over here to the side because I had the idea to make this channel kind of you know, simmering in the background. And I didn't want to like put it all up because I was like, there's such good stuff. I wanted to show somebody, and that somebody would be you. So without further ado, these are the things that I have thrifted over the past month. So first up, I have some DVDs that I thrifted. I'm collecting DVDs for a few different reasons. First and foremost, I would love for us to have a bunch of movies that we love so that I can like cut out a lot of the streaming services that we use. And the second thing is, I just put an old, I think it's 2000, maybe 2002, something like that, TV in my kitchen. I got a TV DVD combo, and I'm trying to build up my DVD collection so that I have things to watch while I'm cooking and doing things in the kitchen. So this one I got more for the boys. It's a 4-movie collection. They love dog movies. They always have, ever since they were little. So I really think they'll enjoy those. I got The Scorpion King, Footloose, and Christmas with the Cranks. And then I also got this Santa versus the Snowman 3D. I thought it would be fun to try to find some 3D glasses off of like Amazon or something, or even see if you could somehow DIY 3D glasses. I don't know, I've never tried that before. Moving on, I'm going to show you some Halloween stuff that I thrifted. I know Halloween is over, but I kept this stuff out just so that I could show you. This was from Repeat Boutique, and it was $1. So it's a little tea light holder. They also had this little fall wreath for 50 cents. And I liked the little scarecrow thing on here. And so I was like, even if I take the little scarecrow off of the wreath, it's worth 50 cents. So I grabbed that. I had this cute little rag, and it was 50% off, I think. I don't know. I think I ended up paying like 35 cents for this, and it was cute, so I grabbed it. These both came from Goodwill. They were $1.99, and I didn't even take the tape off of them because it was so close to Halloween by the time I got them. But those will be super cute with little tea lights in them. This little shelf sitter jack-o'-lantern was also at the Goodwill. It does not, yes it does, 1993. So this is vintage. I think I could tell by the polyester. It does have a little bit of staining on it, so I may try to do a little bit of a spot clean next year before I set it out. But even with that, I mean, it was $1.49. So I thought that was a good deal. And keeping with the 90s polyester trend, I found this vintage yard flag. I think I'm probably going to maybe get like little suction cup hooks and tie it and like hook it onto my like screen door next year, or on my door between the door and the screen door. That would probably keep it protected better. I was gonna see if it had some sort of a tag on it, but I think the tag got taken off. It just says made in China, so I can't verify that it is in fact vintage, but if it's not vintage, it is missing a very good chance to be. So we grabbed that. And then I also got this little shelf sitter. It's got like the little beanbag thing in the butt, so it will sit nicely on a shelf. And she's just a cute little witch. Like, we don't do spooky Halloween, we do cutesy Halloween. This little witch is going to have a little bit of TLC before next year because her hand with her broom came off. You can see that whoever had it just taped it, and then the tape just wasn't sticky anymore. She also had tape on her head holding her little hat and hair on, but the tape just wasn't sticky anymore. So I will hot glue her hand and her hat back on for her before next year. This must have been sold at the same place because it's got the same style tag, but it's a little ghosty door hanger, the little jack-o'-lanterns. And then our last Halloween decor item is this little Frankenstein with his trick-or-treat bag. This was adorable, and I just love this style. It's very 90s to me. Literally, I feel like this could have been in my elementary school growing up, and I love that style and that vibe. So all of that will go up with my fall / Halloween decor for next year, but I did want to show you. Now this I almost put in the craft stuff, but I did keep in the Halloween decor, just because it is Halloween. These are no-sew appliques, and there's little black cats and the little jack-o'-lanterns, and then there's this whole little scene over here with the teddy bears, and they've got a trick-or-treat bag, and they're painting the pumpkin that they already carved, I guess. So I grabbed that, and in the same bag there was this, and this was all that I could see. I didn't even know that this was in the bag. I could only see this like kind of little section, and so I bought it. I think it was like 99 cents or something like that, and you can make your own little jack-o'-lanterns. It's got all of the stuff to make it. It's a little pumpkin patch is what the pattern says. So the directions are on there, and you like cut the stuff out, and then it gives you the directions for sewing it together to make the little pumpkins. And I'm not 100% sure yet. I mean, she's gonna see this video, but I really honestly thought about giving it to my sister, because my sister is also sewing. So that is all of the Halloween stuff. Do I want to do Christmas next? Why not? This is a like cookie and milk plate for Santa, and so it says, in case you're thirsty, and you put a cup of milk here. A very yummy treat for Rudolph goes here, and then try my favorite cookie goes here. And this was really cute. These I got from Goodwill. One of them is an ornament, one of them is just a little knick-knack. They're just little churches with snow on them. So it was 2 for 99 cents, so I grabbed that. This little ornament I think I got at Repeat Boutique, and it was $1. Just same way that the like Halloween stuff looked like very 90s classroom. This looks like something that my kindergarten teacher would have had in our kindergarten classroom. This also came from Repeat Boutique. It is a wiggly snowman, and it says that it moves, and it was only $1. So I grabbed this, and I think maybe it swings on its the little things. Anyways, I thought it was cute, so I grabbed that, especially only for $1. I grabbed this. I think this at some point was on top of something, because it looks like it's got some like glue residue here. I think it was like 50 cents, maybe even 25 cents. I can't remember, but I grabbed it. I thought it would be cute sitting on top of a little like tea light candle. So I grabbed that. They had these vintage tins for 50 cents each. This says copyright 1994. So it's got the Coca-Cola Santa. This one, I don't see a year on this one. This one is more like a vintage Christmas scene. I thought I would maybe just put these like in the china cabinet or something like that. But I mean, they were only 50 cents a piece. So I also saw this. It is a little lampshade. It's metal and it was 50 cents as well. But I thought that I could do the same thing and like put a little tea light candle in it or something, and it's got the holes in it for the light to come out, and I thought that would be cute. Yesterday at the Goodwill, they had several, probably 12 or so of these wreath cups, and they reminded me of a cup that we used to have when I was growing up. They're not the exact same, but I did do like the Google Lens thing, and it said that they were vintage. I can't remember now. There are two different patterns, and I looked up both of them, and I can't remember now which one this one was. And so I did grab 4 of them. I think 4 is a fine number for a set. They were $2 a piece, and so I did not grab all of them. All right, and then finally for Christmas stuff, I have a tree skirt, and I have what could be a tree skirt. So first of all, this I think I got at the treehouse as well. It's 2 pieces of a semicircle, and so I grabbed it because I was like, well, if I can sew a backing onto it, really and truly I could just lay it under my tree and it would look just fine. It's already quilted. It does have an unfinished edge. They were $3 a piece, which meant that to get both pieces I did spend $6. But I was like, if I cut it or sew it into a tree skirt, $6 for what I'm fairly certain is vintage, sounds good. It also has the teddy bears, the little like winter scene teddy bears, and then it has these little things that say Merry Christmas. So this is only $2.50. And I don't know if I'm going to use this one, or if I'm going to use this one and or actually finish this one. But regardless, we're going to have a very 90s handmade tree skirt this year. And that is it for Christmas stuff. Now, I don't thrift clothes a ton, but I did see this and I grabbed it. It was a Missia curvy little knit shirt. Very cute. It's got the buttons down the sleeves. This is not at all thrifted, but it's ended up in the pile because I bought it during that same trip. This came from Five Below, and it's a Home Alone shirt, and it's cute. It's got little things from the movie, but not thrifted. I paid $5.55 or whatever it was for it. But I did thrift this coat for our trip, and I did grab that, and now Leia's smelling it because it smells like other people. I haven't washed them yet, so I need to wash them. Next up, I'm going to show you the things that I thrifted for my wicker basket wall. I'm doing a wall of like baskets and things over my dresser. I have a few pieces already in there, but I'm always on the lookout for things that can go with that. So first of all, I actually found like a little wall pocket. It's a little broken, so I think I may have to kind of like hot glue the little hook, the little hanger part, but I think that would be really pretty with some flowers in it. And then I found 2 that are just flat. This one does have a little bit of damage around the outside, but I'm not too bothered about it. I like the design inside, and so I thought that would look good hanging on the wall. Same thing with this one. I just like the design on it and the pattern that it makes. So I will put those in there. Plus, for me, it has been so hard finding like these like more flat baskets. This one is not flat, but I thought it was small enough that if I were to hang it, it would just kind of like tilt out just enough and it would look pretty with some flowers coming out of it. And I grabbed this. This is like an umbrella, but it's also like a wicker basket. And it's a little bit misshapen, so I'm wondering if I could get my little steamer and kind of steam this and reshape it a little bit, if that would make it hang a little bit better. But I still think that's going to be super cute hanging with the rest of my wicker baskets. Then I found this at the Goodwill. Now, this was $4.99, which is more than I wanted to pay for a straw hat. Especially one that, like, I can't wear this. It's too small. So it's definitely going to hang on the wall. And it's plain, but hear me out. What if I were to take some ribbon and tie a bow on it and it had, like, the ribbon, the bow hanging down? Or, even better yet, I actually got these out for something else. This is a little tin that is full of ribbon flowers. This was my mother-in-law's. This was with her craft stuff when she passed, but I could take just a bunch of ribbon flowers and like glue them onto here and just like decorate it however I wanted to do it. And the color is definitely a little bit, like, you can tell this is not old, but it would be something that could hang there until I could possibly find one that was a little older to hang with that stuff. Either way, I think it will be cute for now, and it will definitely help to fill up the wall because I've had so much trouble finding baskets to hang there. Alright, so moving on to some home good items. The first thing is I actually found 2 of these in the last 2 weeks. These are little nutcrackers. This one is in like perfect condition. The other one that I found, the base was cracked a little bit, but I mean it still worked just fine, so we bought it. And then I found another one and I'm like, I've got to get this. This was $4. But we had one of these when I was growing up. Pecans, walnuts, Brazil nuts, whatever. You get that, like that mixed bag, and you put whatever it is in here and you just crack it. And that was just so nostalgic for me, and I had to get this. So we're gonna go to the farmer's market at some point and see if we can find one of those bags with all the mixed nuts in it. I found this. This was at the Goodwill a couple of times that I went. It was $1.99, and I was like, $2 is a little bit much. But before they did the like 99-cent color of the week, they did the half price of the week. And so I did end up getting this for $1. These I think I also got from the Boys Ranch thrift store. There's a little note on the back of this. I did not realize that. Anyways, these, the frames don't really go together, but the mats go together perfectly. They go with the vibe. They definitely need to be cleaned up, but they have those like pastel blues and pinks and purples that I'm going for in like my 80s and 90s vintage decor. So I grabbed those. These I found at the Treehouse thrift store, but they're the blue. They're kind of vintage country looking. There's no tags or anything on them, so I don't know. But they definitely look vintage, and they're the perfect color. This I found at Goodwill. It's just a curtain. I'm not like crazy about the flowers, but they do look kind of like, they have that like embroidery look to them, and I do like the white and the blue. Some of the fabric that I'm going to show you, I am potentially going to try my hand at making curtains with, but for now I thought this matched the vibe enough to put this up in the kitchen, and so that's what we're going to do with that. This I thrifted from the Goodwill, and it was the 99-cent color sticker. It's missing some of its pieces. Obviously it's missing the shade, But for 99 cents, I'm like, I can figure something out. I can put a shade on here. I did put a light bulb in there and it worked. So 99 cents well spent. I don't remember which store I got this one from. I think maybe it was the Salvation Army store. It looks like it was originally one of those like little potpourri kind of things. Like it's got like a hole for like a plug or something in the back. And then it looks like it could have had a ribbon in it. I think I'm probably going to put a ribbon back in it and hang it maybe from my little trinket shelf in the kitchen. I also thrifted this. I used this in my birthday vlog to pull prompts out of. It was some sort of trinket container. I thought about using it as a little planter. These candle holders were, I think, 99 cents. And I have a couple of them that are clear glass, or they're like frosted glass, but I didn't have any that were white. And I like having them on the shelves as decoration, so I grabbed these. I found these at, I believe, the Salvation Army store. I think they go like this. I'm gonna stain these, but I kind of thought about painting this part to look like a bow. I don't know, it kind of almost looks like a bow, like the knot here in the middle. I don't know, I may not, I may just stain it and then just hang it, but I thought these would look cute somewhere, maybe kind of staggered or something, but we'll see. I found these Corel mugs. I got them because I like the design on them. They're blue. Like, I'm trying to find some like vintage mugs to have for the different seasons to put out, and I thought that these would be pretty to put out in spring. These, I think, were 3 for $1 or $1.50. I can't remember. They have these little heart designs on them. And so I was like, that would be really cute to like put out at like Valentine's Day or something. I don't decorate for Valentine's Day though. So I may just pick one out and put it on my China wall. And then maybe try to find something to do with the others. I have some plates that I have multiples of, but I'm really trying to not do multiples on the China wall. I would like to just have a bunch of different patterns and not have any repeats. But I don't know, I haven't decided, but I'll probably put one of those up there. This one I think was like maybe $1 or less. I can't remember which store I got it from. This is 1987 and it's the pink and blue. A lot of the things that I have are that pink and blue floral, so that will fit very well. This was $1. It says blue flower saucer, so I got this one to put on the China wall. I found this, and I can't remember now which store. It might have actually been, you know what, I think this was at the Goodwill. They just use different stickers than the one I usually go to. But this was $1.99. It does say Mother's Day 1996, but I think it will look cute on my China wall. Editing me is just now realizing that I never turned my microphone back on after my camera died in the middle of this thrift haul. Just gonna like try to tell you. Those set of 3 plates, again, I got for the China wall. They were, I think, $1.50 for 3. This plate was $2.99 at Goodwill, but it was half off that day. So it was $1.50 for that. And again, that's just for the China wall. That was my husband walking in, not realizing I was recording and apologizing. I have no idea what I was saying. I guess saying that I like the floral pattern on it. I don't know. And finally, this is one of the thrift hauls I was most excited for. Yes, that is a vintage McCoy 1970s pink and blue stripe canister. It was actually only $6.99 from the Goodwill, and definitely one of the best thrift finds to date, I think, that I have found. I was very excited to get it. So again, I have no idea what I was actually saying here, but I think I was saying that I was going to get it and take the lid off and put my like spoons and things in there. but I ended up thrifting something else to use for that. And so I'm just going to put that on top of my little coffee bar area as decor. Okay, I think now I'm saying that last but not least, we are going to go through my craft thrifts. So this is all of like my cross stitch, mostly cross stitch, but some other things as well. So first up, that is actually a cross stitch that I got off of eBay, and I was telling you the date on there. Now I don't know what it was. It's sometime in the 80s. I am doing a country geese kitchen, and so a couple of these I got for that purpose to cross stitch and hang in my kitchen and dining room area. This is another one that was a vintage 1980s cross stitch kit that has all of the things in there. This is another one that I got off of eBay. It's just a tea towel with the pattern on it, and so I'm going to be cross stitching that and hanging it in the kitchen as well. Again, vintage. I think that one might have been 1990. This is one that I actually got at Goodwill. I actually found several cross stitch things in that trip, and I think either somebody was a cross stitcher and maybe passed away or just got rid of a lot of stuff, or maybe they ran like a shop or something and it was like supplies and materials and things that had been in storage. Oh, and by the way, that shoot in the background has really been bothering me as I've been sitting here and editing that. My son, for whatever reason, put on my shoes, took them and put them in there behind me. I don't know. But anyways, here I was just showing you that that is a very old kit. The needle was kind of rusty and it got on the fabric a little bit. That was another cross stitch kit that I found at the Goodwill, and I was so excited because it actually has the geese on it and it has that wooden frame. I love that so much, and I can't wait to do this cross stitch and put it together and put it in the kitchen. I think I might put it over the window in my kitchen. I think that would be like a perfect little fit. This I thought was super cute, and I opened it after this and I saw how it was made, and I really think that I could probably make things very similar to that. It's just like a tube that they sewed and then they put it around the outer ring, and then it's just the fabric in the center. I also found these pillowcases at the Goodwill. I can't remember how much they cost, but when I first got them, I didn't even realize that they were cross stitch. And so the front has that cross stitch fabric on it. And then I further realized that the different sections are still cross stitch, even though they're different colors. So you could definitely do like a quilted look with this. And I think that that would be super cute. So I'm waiting to find the perfect pattern to cross stitch on those. And those are going on my couch. These are all things that came in some of the little grab bags at the Goodwill. There are these little brooms with the little aprons that have Christmas pictures on them. So there's like a cardinal, a snowman, a candle, different things. And that was a frame that was in one of those. I don't know if I'll be able to use that or not, but I'm going to throw it in my craft stuff just in case. That was a pattern for watermelon, and I just realized that I did not focus on that at all. These are little like ornaments that the center in there, you can put the cross stitch fabric. And I was thinking they would be cute to put a magnet on the back and actually hang them as magnets. And I have a few of them. And so I'm thinking I might do those as part of my Christmas gifts this year. It does come with 2 different size fabrics, so you can cross stitch a little bit of a more complicated pattern, but it still has to be something pretty small, even still. Like I said, I think here I was just saying that I might do some of these and put them together and give them in my Christmas gifts this year. Also, why didn't y'all tell me my hair was like wild looking? You're supposed to tell me these things. These are different sets of knitting needles. There's like 3 or 4 sets that I got for 50 cents there, so I thought that was a great deal. Like I said earlier, I am going to be trying my hand at knitting. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any circular knitting needles at the thrift store. I mean, I could obviously just go buy some, but I would like to thrift some. But there were definitely a bunch of little, like tiny knitting needles, and um, I think every single one of those was 50 cents. So I ended up with several pairs for a very good price. This was a interesting find. This is ribbon that is actually able to be cross stitched on. And so I was just saying that it might be fun to put that on the hat and see if I could cross stitch a pattern and put that on that hat that I was going to hang on my wall. So I thought that was a cool find for like 50 cents. This bag of yarn was 99 cents, and there are 2 full skeins of the cotton yarn in there, and that alone was worth the 99 cents to me. Those things are like probably $3.99, $4.99 minimum anywhere. I could make a few washcloths out of that and probably sell them and make a little bit of money off of that. This is a cross stitch pattern book that I got off of eBay, I believe, that has those country geese patterns on there. These are more like Bible verse kind of patterns. But like I said, they had those country geese, and that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for in my kitchen. And then also I might could cross stitch some of those patterns onto the pillows. There's another one of those ornaments. I love this embroidery hoop. It is so cute. I love that it's oval and I love that it's blue. I have a pattern that I'm actually going to be trying to cross stitch that I think will possibly fit in there. And I think that would be beautiful hanging in a little gallery wall or something like that. This is just some fabric that I got at, I believe, maybe Repeat Boutique or the Treehouse Thrift Store. I'm not sure which one. Both of these, I believe, were, well, actually, no, I think it was just that one. This one, I think I got at the Goodwill, and it was like 99 cents for all of that fabric. I couldn't believe it. So I might make some curtains out of that. I'm not sure. And like I said, I'm just really going to be trying to learn to use my sewing machine better. I also found this fabric that I got for 99 cents at Goodwill. It's like 4 squares. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I mean, it would make cute pillows or it, maybe like a really tiny blanket, I guess. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it was cute. That fabric is actually able to be cross-stitched as well. And it says, I can't remember the exact name on it, but it says that it's some kind of quilt fabric, but it's like cross-stitch fabric, but just softer, so that you could actually, cross-stitch and then put it maybe in a quilt or something. So I thought that that was a very neat find. I'll have to do a little bit more research on how that's supposed to be used. Again, I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't know. I was probably looking for dates on these things is what was taking me so long, but it's just cross-stitch fabric, girl. It's just cross-stitch fabric. Show it to them and move on. There we go. Yep. So that was more cross-stitch fabric. These are little frames that, well, they're not frames. They're the mats that go in the frame. So you could cross-stitch the pattern that goes with it and then put it in a frame. This is just a piece of wood. And you can either, use that picture or whatever and decoupage that on there. It's got the little hardware to hang it, and I can't remember how much it was, but I thought the price was worth it just to have the piece of wood with the hook, and I can put on a different picture on it if I choose to. This was 50 cents. I do remember that. It had those 2 little cross stitch things in there. They are already completed, but I was like, for 50 cents, I'll grab that. It did have some felt stuff in there, and I was thinking that my kids could probably, use that in their crafting or, something. Here, I was just trying to figure out what in the world you were actually supposed to do with it. I still have no idea. I don't know. Oh, that should have been in the Christmas stuff. It was just a set of Santa earrings that I got for $1. These are little wooden hearts. A lot of them are that pink and blue that I will use in my decor. Also, I think the heart motif was very popular in the 90s as well. So that ties in very nicely. Some of them are just plain wood, and so I figured that I could just use them in crafting and make things out of them or whatever. And then these are just larger wooden hearts to put in my craft stuff. This I'm super excited about. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be a swan, but it's okay. I'm going to paint it and put a blue ribbon on it and put it up on my coffee bar. It's got like a top on it where I put things. And so it's going to go with my country geese decor, even though it is, like I said, I think a swan. You can definitely tell that it was traced out and then cut out. And so it just needs a little bit of sanding and it'll be perfect. This is something else that I was really excited about. This was a set of vintage sewing patterns that I got for 99 cents at Goodwill. And it's all like home decor stuff. So there was one for round tablecloths. That one I think had like just different kitchen things. So it was like curtains and I think maybe even aprons and stuff like that, which I'm super excited to try to sew. There's another one that's curtains, and I think more that were curtains. This is one of the first things that I thrifted in this thrift haul, and it is one of those cross stitch frame things. So what you do is you put your project that you're working on this frame, and then I actually have like a stand that I can put in front of me like while I'm sitting on the couch watching TV or whatever, and it holds my cross stitch project for me while I'm working on it, which is lovely. I had one and I think I lost one of the pieces or something, and so I saw this at the thrift store and had to get it. And some more cross stitch stuff here. I found this book. I think this was Holidays in Cross Stitch from 1987. There it is. And I think I got it for like $1 or $2 at the thrift store. And this put me on a mission. I was looking for more of these. And so I went on eBay and I found more. I got 1987 there. It is missing its dust jacket, but I also have 1988, 1989, and 1990. And the woman that I bought the 1989 from accidentally sent me this greetings in cross stitch. And she was so nice when I let her know that I got the wrong one. She told me I could just keep that one. And so I ended up with that one as well, which also has some pretty cute patterns in there. So I was happy to have that. Very thankful. These are some cross stitch magazines that I've thrifted from different places. There are a couple of them, but they all pretty much have the same style to them, as you'll see. If I will hold it up to the camera, you can see it. So I think this one has some of the geese patterns in it. It is so hard to see that, but just like different country kitchen kind of styles. I also was just saying it's interesting to look through there and see how things were styled back then, just for inspiration if that's how you're wanting to decorate your home. So there's another one. That one's country at heart. And that one also has a lot of the country geese on there. Very excited to get to those patterns. That one I think is just in general like a more country vibe. This is a book that I got at the Goodwill that's cross stitch from a country garden, and it's all a bunch of different floral patterns. Very, very beautiful vintage patterns in there. And I was looking for the date, and I don't remember when it was, but it was 80s, 87, something like that. I can't read my lips to tell what I said. These were 6 for $1, and so it's kind of a little bit of a random assortment because I was specifically looking for like vintage craft books. So there's American Country Christmas 1994. I think it does have some like craft ideas and stuff in there, but I thought it would just be pretty to have out for like decoration or even for like inspiration for decorating if you wanted to do like a vintage 90s type Christmas. This one I think is similar. I think that one's Make It Country, and I think it was 80 something. But it also had some like patterns and things in there that you could make, like sewing patterns and things. I think that one was 1989, A Country Home, which again just had different patterns and things in there. I remember it had like where you could crochet placemats with fabric. That's something I might would do. These two are just knitting books. Like I said, I want to learn how to knit. So one of them just has a bunch of different like knitting stitches in it. And then one is like a guide to learning how to knit. This is another one I got kind of more for decor, but it's Christmas with Southern Living, and I think it was 1981. So again, I thought that would just be pretty to use for style and decoration. Okay, oh, is that it? I think that's it. So yeah, now this is awkward because this was the ending of my video. I'm gonna give her a minute and try to figure out what she's trying to say. Okay, I think what I was saying was that if you enjoyed any of that, then definitely follow along for more. This was like an absolutely chaotic beginning to this channel. But I mean, that's how it is. Things are chaotic around here. But anyways, hopefully next time I'll remember to turn on my microphone for the second half of my video. And hopefully I didn't run you off with this absolute craziness. But anyways, that is it for now. I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.